Yeah.
Hey, what's happening? Ward Wrestling Live. We are live. Welcome to the show. And I'm kind of excited tonight. I've had some really good feedback to have this young man on here. Obviously, unless you've been under a rock in the wrestling world, you know who this young man is. It's Braxton Amos uh, from West Virginia. And now he's wrestling out of the Wisconsin RTC, and he is fully committed to Wisconsin, right?
Yeah. I actually after we get done with this, I got to sign up for classes. So I'm excited to get up there, get back up there soon.
Yeah, nice. Now, obviously, last year you would have probably started, but with everything going on, kind of pushed you back a year, right?
Yeah, we so when we had to make the decision of pulling the trigger on me taking the gap year or not, it was I think it was June or July. Um and the Big Ten had already said like, hey, we're not going to have wrestling. And we don't know what's going to happen with your scholarships or eligibility or anything like that. So, the coaches and I decided we're like, hey, let's just take the year off, train, uh, live up in Madison, live with like, I lived like I was a college kid, only without classes. So, it was pretty good.
I can't suck, right?
No, it was the best
living
part
like a
of
living
college.
like a college kid without college. That's
Yeah, like I had my only responsibilities were like show up to practice and work hard.
you
I could do that, It made life pretty easy.
didn't have to worry about the teachers, the professors making the grades.
Oh yeah. No, it was the great parts of college without the responsibility of school.
Man, that's awesome. Well, I mean, in case you all don't know, five-time Fargo champ, 2019 Junior Pan Am silver medalist, Greco. 2020 Dave Schultz Award winner. That right there is a pretty damn big deal. I mean, I was reading about that, and I mean that's huge. Congratulations. That put you in the Hall of Fame before you even got to the Hall of Fame for wrestling, right? So that's pretty dope. 2021 Olympic trials qualifier, both styles, uh, and you came in second in the Greco, which is huge. 2021 Greco Olympic alternate. 2021 Junior World Team member, both styles. So if you don't know, he wrestled 10 matches, 10 techs, both styles, made two world team spots. The total score was 101-4. Well, that doesn't suck, bro. First of all, man, congratulations so far on your career. And I'm sure we'll talk about high school and stuff, but congratulations, man. How's it feel to be on the world team?
Thanks. It still kind of hasn't sunk in yet. It's been a dream of mine to represent the US. Since I can remember. Uh, so I mean, I feel like once it sets in, I'll be on cloud nine. But right now it's trying to get my passport and visas and everything else together. I haven't really been able to sit back and actually think over the last couple days, which is probably for the better right now. But
Yeah, and sometimes I ask, like, obviously there's a lot of negatives to what COVID caused, but when I talk to some wrestlers at your level, almost almost all of them say, the positives that came out of this was my body wasn't beat up for these tournaments. I got to rest a little bit, but I also got to train and focus a little more without the constant weight cuts, without the constant distractions. I was really able to dial in with one goal in mind. Is that is that kind of what the process was for you too?
yeah, yeah. I mean, my goal coming into after we decided to make the decision for my gap year, the whole goal was to get me ready for senior level competition. We were doing Rockfin events. We were doing sending me out to the senior camps um, and senior nationals, and then you know I got I got COVID and mono right after senior nationals.
Both of them.
Yeah. I came home with mono, um, and then somehow got COVID while I was here. So I quarantined with the family, and I got to spend 2 months with my family that I wouldn't have been able to get to spend with them. And after that, the whole goal was uh, try to make try to make the Olympic trials. Um, and
And you did not did no, well, you're 19, right?
yeah. Actually, I'll turn 20 on Friday. So
So the COVID, like I talked to like Blades and Kelly Welker, and the COVID delay kind of let them turn 18, so where they could get in and wrestle. But that you were already of age, so you
yeah,
were ready to go.
I mean, I was I was older than the minimum age, but I wasn't anywhere near ready for the level of, for lack of a better term, the level of violence you had to put up with to make the trials yet. I was still, a senior in high school. I was used to, just kind of lining up and being able to beat whoever just off of skill and not really being tough. Um, and the extra year kind of let me get used to getting beat up and still being able to perform. Uh, perform.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I mean, you come out of high school. If people don't know, he went to Parkersburg South High School in West Virginia. He led them to a top 25 ranking in 2018 and 2019, and he just went 142-0 in high school, so pretty good. But even at that level, giving up zero offensive points, by the way, and we'll get there's a whole lot more we'll get into. But even at your level, you were in high school, walking into a college room or a college RTC. Does anybody care?
No, so like the crazy thing is like, and when what nobody says, and when you're used to when you're getting recruited, nobody says it, but once you get in the room, nobody cares who you are. You know, it's great for boosters, it's great for donors, it's great to talk to other recruits, be like, yeah, we got the number 5, the number 1, whatever he's ranked, yeah, we got him, come join him. Once you get in the room, nobody cares. I didn't score a point. I didn't score a legitimate takedown on anyone. I want to say like my first 3 months of working out with the team. You know, I would get the occasional like something weird, just off of a scramble, or like, you know, he takes a bad shot, you can jump over him, or something like that. I'll get every once in a while. But for the first 3 months, I didn't score off of my own action, like in a practice. Um,
Wow.
Bad
Yeah, because
shot, you can jump over.
I always ask, like, because a lot of the kids that you talk, they think they're gonna walk into the room, and because they're a state champ or they're a highly decorated high school athlete, it's gonna matter. And then I talk to some of these college coaches, and they're like, well, to give you an idea, I've got 18 state champions on this roster. If you talk to that coach, he's got 21 on his roster. Like, you're just walking into the same level of kids, right?
yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the room that I'm in right now. It's definitely a room that's going to get me better. Um, I arguably one of the best upper weight rooms in the country right now. I mean, we have, Trent Hilger's an All-American. Pete Christensen is on the Pan Am team now for Greco. He got there. He earned that Friday. So there's our heavyweights. um, you know,
So, man, you're excited. Listen, being a kid from West Virginia, and I think I messaged you, right? I was like, "Hey, I got a coach over here from West Virginia. He went to school there." And he's like, "Man, how'd we let this boy go? Two-time West Virginia AAA state champion, 2019 outstanding wrestler. What made you leave the state and choose Wisconsin? Why was that home for you?"
um, so kind of two parts to that. One, as far as why I left the state, they offered me a walk on. Um, they offered me, I think, like 40% for academics, and said that I could find the rest.
And
Which
you were the number. Let me remind everybody, this is the number one recruit in the country that year, by the way, and he was offered 40%. That's crazy.
Yeah, for academics. So I mean, I would have gotten that whether I was, whether I was the number one recruit in the country or I went 0 and, 0 and 140, whatever, and just wanted to, get my degree, go there and get a degree. So, I mean, it was already, it was like, hey, you qualify for this money. Um, you but you're going to be a walk-on. I was like, that's cool.
No, no, thank you.
Yeah, it's like, thanks for coming by.
Well, and you were an academic All-American. You got the Dave Schultz Award. Your smarts are at a level where even if you weren't a wrestler, a school was going to give you something like that to just come and be a student for them.
yeah. I mean, oh, sorry. I had 1250 on my SAT. I'm not, some meathead. I mean, I'm not a genius by any standards,
Yeah.
but I mean, managing working, 2 or 3 workouts a day, plus whatever extracurriculars I'm doing. I was doing football, wrestling my senior year, and I scored a 1250.
That doesn't suck. Yeah. First of all, he was a first team All-State in football. So maybe West Virginia should have asked you to come play football for him.
No.
I had so my wife went to school to optometry school, and a friend of hers, they went to West Virginia, and the girl's husband, Todd Neff is his name, and he was a catcher. Yeah, I think he was the catcher for the West Virginia baseball team, but he was highly recruited to come in and play quarterback there also.
Really?
And he said his first, I think he said the first time I got hit by a college athlete, I was like, I'm gonna stick to baseball. He said, first time I got tackled on a college level field, he's like, yeah, baseball's for me.
Yeah, no, I forget what visit I was on. I was on a visit somewhere, and we were standing by like the other, you have like the wrestling recruits, softball, volleyball, baseball, and like they had a football recruit, and I was kind of standing by him. I was like, oh yeah, you're kind of my size. I was like, what do you play? He's like, kicker. I'm like, huh?
And you're like,
I'm
yeah.
not doing football. I was like, all right, if the kicker is as big as I am, this is not a good sign.
Yeah, and you're how big?
I'm 5'11". I was 220 at the time.
Yeah, and he's the kicker.
Yeah, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I'm gonna stick to wrestling.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, WVU offered me a walk-on, and after they told me that, I kind of cut ties. I had a really good relationship with the coaching staff before them. Coach Marable and Coach Henson. Played a big part in post ACL surgery and everything. A lot of pre-Fargo camps and stuff like that. They did a great job of getting the high school kids ready for Fargo every year. And then so yeah, after that, I was already looking other places, but that's kind of what sealed the deal on me not looking to be a Mountaineer. And then Wisconsin's just awesome. Great, it's an amazing school. Bono and Reeder. My thought process was, Bono and Reeder did a really, really, really awesome job at SDSU. And they were fundraising almost all of their resources. Wisconsin, I think we have a budget limit, but it's going to be pretty hard for us to reach it.
Bono is the guy from Florida.
Yeah,
I've heard, good guy. And then, don't you have Gross in the room now, coaching?
Yeah. So yeah, at the time, Gross was on the team when I was getting recruited, but he was also he's our assistant now. He's one of our assistants. So
yeah, that doesn't suck.
Yeah, our coaches are, I think there's 4 or 5 national championships between the 3 of them. That's pretty good.
Although if Seth Gross hears this, he's not the best wrestler in his house.
I think Rana beats him up, man.
I
think Rana pretty quick in a match.
Yeah. She's on a good run right now. She's doing
Yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, she's an alternate. So I mean,
Yeah, man. So what's up, man? This run has been a hell of a time for you, right? I mean, when there's younger kids out there, because I'm sure you'll want to get back into these rooms, back at home or wherever you are, and give back to the youth. Uh, Kids that want to make that run, kids that say, "Well, I don't know if I can get to that level." And what's the process of saying, "Okay, I'm going to make a decision that I want to try to make a world team or Olympics." What's that process like, man? What have you been through this last year to get to the point you are today?
um, it's tough to explain. A lot of his mindset. Um, willing to put everything else aside for however many months it takes to get ready for a tournament. Um, the last oh man, getting ready for the Olympic trials. I don't think I didn't really hang out with anybody outside of the team for over a month. I still went around. If the team was having something, having people over, I'd go over. If you know
Your buddies are eating hamburgers and fries, and you're like, "Damn you!"
Yeah, I mean, they're eating, at the time, NCAA's were going on. So, you had the four guys going to NCAA's and everybody else was just kind of being good training partners and good teammates. But, they were, enjoying their time off and eating whatever they wanted. And I was sitting there, I was like, all right, chicken and rice, let's go. All right. We're going to eat healthy and not do anything stupid. Um, and not that our team guys were doing anything stupid, but they're college kids. They're gonna enjoy college.
Yeah,
But
if they're not in a weight cut right now, right?
yeah, I mean, if you have the time off and you can enjoy life, enjoy life. Um, but it was definitely tough. But if they're willing to sacrifice virtually whatever it takes to make it to that level, I don't see any reason for them not to be able to make it to making a world team or winning the national championship or whatever their goal is.
Yeah, what's that? So you've put in all this work, and then those two final matches, freestyle and Greco. Finally, the whistle goes off, and you're the champ. Is it something where it's like, oh, or is it like, okay, now the real stuff begins?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a relief. I'm not gonna lie. I dropped the ball. Um, my last year as a cadet, I got into a car accident probably a month, 3 weeks before cadet world team trials. Um, and doctors and everybody else was saying, don't, you shouldn't compete. I didn't have full mobility in my right arm. But, I did anyway because I was like, all right, this is my last chance to make make a cadet world team. And, I went out there, super tense, ton of pressure of like, I'm supposed to win this tournament. I have to win this tournament. And, I ended up not making it to the finals in either style. So, making it, winning the finals in both styles this time around was relieving. Just because I didn't have the weight of he's never made a world team over my head. Uh, but at the same time, I just, you know, the 20 or sorry, the what is it, the 19 of us going over have, or sorry, 39 or 29 of us going over for juniors have the weight of an entire country on us. We're the ones with USA on our chest trying to win a world medal. So I mean, I think the fun began, Sunday at 2 o'clock whenever the team was set for the men's side of things.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, what's it gonna? First of all, Coach Davis, uh, he's in his car now trying to get back home from club. He shouted out West Virginia, driving and watching. Hey, he spoke about it a few minutes ago. So if you missed it when you get home, just rewind it a little bit and you'll find out why he didn't pick your school. Montez shouted you out, man. Team Miron. He said he's been wrestling both styles at Fargo and national tournaments since middle school. Glad I had the opportunity to meet him and his fans. Great people. That's Jabari Irons.
Love Jabari. Jabari's my guy.
Yeah, he's a good man, man.
Awesome
And
dude.
Marco Maldonado, Coach Maldonado, Braxton Amos is a stud. So some shout outs to you there, man. So what's it? You've worn your West Virginia on your chest, and I'm sure that's home still, and that's going to be always your love. Now you're wearing that Wisconsin on your chest, but now to see USA on your singlet, what's the difference?
I mean, like I said earlier, I've always wanted to grow up representing my country. When I was younger, I always wanted to be, a soldier or a police officer or a firefighter, or, whatever you want to be when you're, 10. And then, I finally settled on, all right, I want to represent the United States at the Olympics or at the World Championships or whatever I can represent them in. I want to do it. It's great. It's just a great thing to do. I'm also excited to represent the state of Wisconsin here this fall.
That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations on that. Great program. We talked about Bono and all the guys there, and I'm excited to watch you and be a fan of yours. I told my son you're on. He's like, yeah, he's pretty good, Dad. I've been watching him wrestle. Hey, so 2020 Dave Schultz Award winner, man. All of this, everything matters in life, and everything is making you better, and everything is building who Braxton Amos is. But only one guy gets that, right?
Yeah.
So to be honored with that 2020 award, what was that like?
My club coach, all the way, from third grade to even now, I still talk to him. Coach Moran, he knew Dave personally, so I grew up hearing stories of how great of a person Dave was and how great he was for the sport, and just to get an award in his name, it means a ton to me. Just because like I know how high high of standards Moran has for people, and just the way Moran talks about Dave, he's he's I mean it's great. It's hard to put into words.
Yeah, I mean, you're a state champ, you're a Fargo champ. Did you win 32?
Yeah.
32 champ. You're a world champ, Pan Am champ, world whatever. Where does that Dave Schultz rank up in there?
It ranks pretty high up there.
It's awesome.
There's only one every year. Out of every high school wrestler, there's only one. So I mean, it means a lot more than the average high school wrestling fan thinks.
That's awesome. Hey, so obviously I know your goal is one day to be an Olympic champ. We know that. What's your goals beyond wrestling?
I want to get a master's degree from UW. I want to help out. I worked a lot with a couple nonprofits here in West Virginia. Mainly the United Way Foundation of the Mid Ohio Valley. Shout out to them and Stacy DeSico. I want to help, my communities as much as I can, whether it be West Virginia or Wisconsin.
Yeah, I was going to ask a big part of what you do is giving back. What will it mean? What will it mean, and why is it so important to you to come back and bring wrestling back to the youth and kind of coach the kids coming up behind you?
It's I want to do it because I want someone, as well as I did throughout high school. I want to see someone do better, and honestly, I want someone from my home state and especially my home school to step up and one up me, or hopefully blow everything I did out of the water. You know, I'm a big supporter of whatever, give back to the next generation however you can, and try to make everybody, you know you try to make the future better than the present.
That's awesome. And who are some of the coaches and drilling partners who have really been um, important in your growth?
Oh man. From a West Virginia standpoint, Coach Dave Jeffries, Loudenhaga, um, Sean Smith, Andy Church, all those guys that I came up with through high school. Those guys have done a lot for me. And at Moran, obviously Coach Moran, Nick Lee, Joe Lee, Matt Lee, Nathan Dugan, Carson, Carchilla. The list goes on and on as far as guys that helped me get to this, to get to, just to get to college. Um, and, obviously, my entire, team room and
Yeah,
coaching staff at UW.
that's awesome, man. And it sounds like you found a really nice home there, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it's where I'm biased, but I think it's going to be a really, really, really good program program next year.
Yeah, it's awesome. So let's do this. So I went and did some research here of West Virginia, and I want to know slaw dogs or pepperoni rolls.
Pepperoni rolls, man.
All
Pepperoni rolls every day.
right. You go. I know you just won the world spot in both of these, but is there a preference, freestyle or Greco?
Both. Not folk style is the best answer.
Not
Not
folk
folk
style.
style.
Well, I know you really had a big problem with folk style, being that you went 142-0, giving up 0 offensive points. So that really was a tough style for you to wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, I just as much as wrestling's wrestling in my mind. I love wrestling. It's something I want to do until my body eventually just tells me it's time to hang it up. But it's just more fun to not get yelled at for throwing people on their head. Whether
I like it.
whether it's me getting thrown on my head or me throwing someone on their head, like
Yeah, like that picture I posted, that dude was going for a ride.
yeah, it's especially like in high school, like you hit a big throw, odds are you're probably getting called for a slam, and the
And kicked
ref's
out of the
mad.
tournament.
Yeah, it that kid's mad, his family's mad, you have moms yelling at you, you have coaches yelling at each other. It's just not good. Freestyle Greco, you throw someone, everybody goes, "Ooh, that was nice." It's just more fun.
I feel you, man. All right, so you go apple butter or maple syrup?
Maple syrup.
All
Maple syrup.
right. Now you've won both of these. Uh, which one do you find more prestigious, Fargo or 32?
Honestly, for an upper weight, Fargo. I think because Super 32 is. Don't get me wrong, they're both um, top tier tournaments for any age group, any weight class. But Super 32, you run in, especially with 220, like 195, 220 and heavyweight, you run into football. Football season is smack dab right there in line with Super
Oh, so
32.
you don't get a lot of kids out, right? A lot of the good
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, you don't get as many. You still get the top guys, but you don't get the depth that some of the other weights get. Um,
Just because they're out
yeah,
playing. They're out
they're up
playing
there.
kicker. They're
Yeah,
out playing kicker.
right.
Yeah, they're striving. All right, so back to West Virginia here. Are we going biscuits and gravy or buckwheat pancakes?
I have never had buckwheat pancakes, so biscuits and gravy.
Listen, I just pulled it out. They said buckwheat. It said top 11 foods that all West Virginians can't live without, and there was buckwheat pancakes. So I don't know, brother. I don't live there, but I was just throwing it out there. But when I saw it and I put biscuits and gravy down, I thought, yeah, I think I'm going biscuits and gravy myself.
Yeah, and it's hard to beat good biscuits and gravy, man.
Did Mama used to make them homemade?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Mom makes really good breakfast casserole.
Is that the one thing that college does? You miss home cooked, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, home cooked meals, and then when I get sick, like if I get the flu or something, it just
You don't
having someone there to kind of
get the Gatorade. You don't get the Gatorade catered to you, and you don't get the
right. Yeah, it's kind of like if I ask one of my
okay, honey,
hey, can you give me a Gatorade? Like they're probably gonna like make fun of me for it.
Yeah. Can I put a towel on your head, honey? All right, gut wrench or leg lace?
Gut wrench, just because it works in both styles.
Chicken fried steak or venison? I got you with that one, huh?
You got me. You got me. If I'm cutting weight, grilled venison. If I'm not cutting weight, chicken fried steak.
All right, I like it. All right, I have no idea what I'm talking about with this, but I researched it because you're a Greco guy.
All right.
The Pavel twist or the lateral twist?
I don't know. Listen, there was a time at the Olympic trials where I just won. I think it was my semis match. And Reed, we're walking through the tunnel, and Reeder goes, "That was awesome what you did." I was like, "What'd I do?" He goes, "I don't know." I was like, "I don't know either." Like I was just, kind of flying by the seat of my pants at that point. So,
we don't even know what these are.
Yeah, no clue. I mean,
I don't know. I was watching some Greco video, and the guy was like, "This is the Pavel twist, and this is the lateral twist. And this is how you get them down in Greco." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good. Okay, Pavel twist or lateral twist."
Yeah, I mean, I probably like know the moves, but I don't know the names of this. But I mean,
you just know that this is how I score to win, right?
Yeah, that's kind of how the training camps, go for me is like, don't tell me names, just tell me what to do here. And like, like
I tell people all the time, I can be a corner man. Put the leg in, put the leg in, put the leg in, push, wrestle.
I mean, honestly, especially at the higher levels, like if you have to yell a move in the middle of a scramble, the move's gone. So I mean, just save it,
because the other guy's going to hear you say.
Yeah. I mean,
I always wondered that, like when I hear the coach yelling, "Grab the leg, grab the ankle, put it in half," like the other guy's listening too.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't he hear that happening? Like, okay, let me get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, one of the matches, it was like, "He's tired, go for it." I was like, one, I'm not tired. Two, you just told me he's going to try something big. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to just seal off and back away for a second.
But I appreciate the heads up.
Yeah, like, gracias, amigo. I'm going to run away for the next 10 seconds and win, hopefully.
Let me hand fight.
Yeah.
All right, spaghetti and meatballs or chicken and dumplings?
Ooh. Mom makes good spaghetti and meatballs, so I'm gonna go spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, I like it. And then last, head and arm throw or suplex? I saved the big ones for last.
Suplex, man. I mean,
isn't that what you were doing in that picture I posted?
Probably.
You had some guy backwards like this.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know who the guy was. I just found. I was like, that's a badass picture. I'm putting it.
Oh man, I'm gonna.
That's where I find.
I'll look real quick.
Yeah, I type in your name and wrestling, and these cool images come up, and then I just pick one. That one looked like it was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that was at Fargo.
Oh yeah, that guy didn't make it, did he?
Yeah, I think that kid and I we're friends. At the tournament we were friendly with each other, and then that happened, and I still tried being nice, but it was just kind of like the kid was like, "All right, yeah,
That's
sure. You put me you put me on flow, thanks." It's like,
yeah.
don't let me do that.
Well, I saw I was taking pictures at a tournament a couple months ago, and I told one kid, "Hey, his mom asked me to take pictures of him. So if you get thrown, bro, you're about to be on IG, right?" And he's like, "Damn, he threw me last time too." And I'm like, "Oh well, try not to get thrown." And like he was doing good. He was getting away. It was a Greco match, and he was keeping his arms tight, and he was doing what he's supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, it happened, and I got the picture. And after the match, he's like, "Yo, Ward, you suck." I'm like, I told you, bro, if you get thrown, you're gonna make the highlight reel.
Oh man.
And yeah, he did, and he made Instagram.
I mean, everybody likes posting a good picture of you throwing a guy. I mean, it's just
or vice versa, you being thrown. Right?
right. If you're getting thrown for 4 or 5, odds are your picture will get posted somewhere.
Yeah, but then you get the kid like private messaging me like, "Yo, WTF, put me on blast. Why you did that to me, dog?" And I'm like, I'm 44 years old. Like, dude, like you want to talk like that? Like, come on, bro. It's just a picture. I'm like, if you want me to take it, I'm like, just ask me to delete. We don't have to do all this. I can hit
Yeah.
a delete button. Like, if you're not happy with it, just ask me to take it down. I'm good with that. Right?
I mean,
Yeah. I'm not intentionally trying to but listen, in a photo of a wrestling match, guess what? There's one person winning and one person losing.
yeah, I mean, it's someone has to win the match. It's not like it's soccer or football where it can end in a tie.
Yeah, I don't know how many likes my photo would get if I just had people in stance looking at each other.
I mean, I don't know.
I would, I get likes for those, but not the same amount of likes as like dude getting tossed or
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's
So man, what are the plans now? So you've made the world team. I think I spoke to, well, I know Sancho's made the Olympic team, right? So I know they're doing like a Greco camp in Atlanta. Is that something that you guys would go to also?
yeah. So since I'm the alternate, I'm contract. I have a contract that says I show up to this camp, this camp, this camp. Um, unless I have a really good reason not to. So I'll go to all the Olympic team camps. I think Sunkist and USA Greco are sending me out to Croatia for 2 weeks to train at a training camp out there to work with some senior and upper level junior guys. Um, and I think the junior Greco and freestyle camps, obviously I'm going to be at as well.
That has to be an advantage for a little bit of advantage for you, right? Since you made the Olympic alternate, you get to train with the senior athletes and then come back and work with the junior athletes, right?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that was a big of, especially the jumps that I've made the last couple years is like I've had access to senior level guys since I was a freshman in high school. Through RTCs and everything else. Um, and then I want to say going into my junior year, I started, uh, going to senior level Greco camps and working with those guys. Um, and I went from the kid that you picked up to have an easy practice to hey God forbid something happens to D'Angelo, I'm going to Tokyo. um
Yeah.
so I mean
Wow.
it's training with the senior level guys is definitely I think provided an edge for me, more so than you know wrestling with junior level guys that you know especially in high school, you know, you can line up and go, well, Kyle Snyder beat me, last weekend, so you can't do anything. You can't make it worse.
Yeah.
I guess we'll be okay. you
Yeah.
know.
And you had mentioned the guy that the D'Angelo that is our Olympic qualifier is probably our one of our best chances to win gold, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, I
what do
think
you think getting a chance to compete against him, when you come, obviously it sucked that day and you probably were like, I don't want to talk about it for a week. But then afterwards, when you finally took a step back, what did you take away and go, okay, well, to be that guy, I still need to work on some things.
yeah, I mean, right now my job isn't to, try to jump him in line. It's, hey, I need to do everything in my power to make sure that whatever he needs from me, I can provide as a training partner.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is to be at hit, like, what did you take away to say, okay, man, in order to beat a guy like that, I need to make these.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just more experience. I mean, more experience in being, just being on that level longer. Um, he's been training, uh, at the senior level for the last, I don't even know how many years. I've been on the senior level for, at that point in time, October, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months.
So pretty close to the time he's been doing
Right. Yeah. You know,
it.
um, and, I mean, every generation of wrestlers has a changing of the guards. It's just not my time yet, I guess.
Yeah, you'll get there,
So I
man.
gotta get more experience and more training under my belt, and then, you know, try again next year, I guess.
Hey, man, you'll get there. You'll get there. But shit, man, this has been an absolute honor to have you on, man. When I reached out to you, I had no idea. I was like, man, I hope he says yes. That'd be cool, right? So let me check it out. And you were like, hell yeah, I'll do it. I was like,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I'm in. I mean, I'm always up for, a good conversation with people that love wrestling. So
Yeah, man, it's been a fun little ride for me with getting to meet all these people. Like I went out to a fundraiser last weekend down here, and one of the moms was like, man, you've meant so much to us this year because you started this show right in the heart of quarantine. We had nothing to do, man. You bring it, and sometimes I'm like, you know who I am? It's like, yeah. I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. Like I still sometimes I never started to be famous, right? And not that I'm famous, but I never started to be known as, wow, that's the guy, right? I just wanted to give back to a sport that's really helping my kids out and my family out. So um, for someone to like yourself to say yes and come on, or for someone to know who I am or say thank you for what you're doing, it's just pretty cool. And then there's other people that are like, he's doing a show, whatever. I don't want any of my guys on it. And you're like, okay, whatever. That's fine. That's fine too.
yeah, no, I love doing these. I love doing, just talking wrestling with anybody.
Yeah, man, this was fun, man. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope after you get that, after you win the world team gold, you can come back. We can talk again.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely up for that. Thank you for having me on. You know, win or lose in Russia, I'm definitely down to come back on.
Yeah, let's do it, man. I'd love to have you. Plus, I'll just like IG you as I'm watching your matches. I'm like, yo, that was dope. Or like, if you get 5 pointed, I'll be like, yo, sorry, man. You made the highlight reel.
That was also dope, just not for you.
That was awesome. What the damn? That Russian just tossed you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's a good possibility. I mean, maybe they're 20-year-olds, throw me on my head.
Yeah,
We'll see.
they're yeah, they're 20-year-olds. Yeah,
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. I
yeah,
mean,
got hair on their chest.
some of them, have
What was the
have
guy that told the story when he was in Russia and he had to like kneel down to go to the bathroom because the guy said there's snipers up in the and he was trying who who was I remember watching that on Flow and he's like, yeah, so we go to Russia and I asked where the bathroom is. They're like, stay low because the snipers will try to pick you off. And could you imagine? You're like, what? I just want to go take a leak.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't. I mean, that's how some of them grow up.
That's insane. Yeah, it's insane, man.
Like,
We definitely take our freedoms for granted, right?
yeah, I mean, my biggest worry right now is, am I gonna run out of gas because I'm too lazy to fill up my gas tank? Like,
Uh,
that's my biggest worry. Like, driving, driving around town today, I was like, 10 miles when 10 miles left,
I don't
8
want to
miles
stop.
to home. Can I make it? Not
Yeah,
not, hey, am I gonna get shot trying to go to the bathroom?
yeah. I'm gonna have to jump in the dumpster and hide because missiles are coming in.
Right. It's crazy, you know, and it's an advantage, in some cases it's an advantage because I don't have to worry about um all that stuff. I just have to worry about training.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And hey, now this sport has obviously done so much for you, and now it's going to take you around the world. You're going to get to see countries that most people dream of getting an opportunity to go look at. So
Yeah.
enjoy it, soak it all in, live every moment of it. And man, obviously keep kicking ass, man.
Thank you.
And again, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man, you have a good night.
You too.